Good morning, guys. Welcome to our webinar. So it's my pleasure to see you today, that you spend some time, on your Saturday morning for professional development. So today's webinar is called Using Mobile Apps for Effective Time Management in Your Classroom and Beyond. And I'm very, very happy that Jill Hart will co-present today with me, and that she spent so much time and her energy preparing this webinar. And also she volunteers with English Online as an e-tutor. And of course she will introduce herself much better. Just give me a second, I will share your video. Welcome, Jill. You can introduce yourself.
Oh, okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Jill Hart, and I've been teaching ESL for the last 10 years. I have experience here in Winnipeg and also in Spain, and I work currently for the University of Manitoba in the Newcomb program. I teach the 6-7 class, and as Tatiana mentioned, I also volunteer for English Online as an e-tutor. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much, Jill. Thanks a lot. Okay, then let's look at our agenda. We will discuss productive and unproductive work today, how you feel about it, how you plan your activities. Also, we will discuss effective planning. We will discuss the big stones of effective planning and how to prioritize your activities in the classroom and outside of the classroom. Also, we will discuss how to use calendars effectively. We will also talk about using reminders and to-do apps for your personal activities or for your classroom activities, for ESL activities. And we will finish with multitasking and how to use bookmarking tools for time management. So how do you feel about this plan? Do you have any questions so far? Okay, then let's move forward. We will start with productive and unproductive work. Just let me check chat box. Okay, so, and my question to you, so how you understand productive and unproductive work? What do you feel about it? Do you have some unlucky maybe experience when you had to finish some activity or project and you didn't fit in the time frame, or just it wasn't very successful and you were not very productive or whatever? So please chat with us in the chat box. Give us some ideas. Jill, how do you understand productive and unproductive work? What does it mean to you?
Well, to me, productive work achieves a goal. You begin with a certain desire or objective, and by the end of a certain amount of time, did I achieve it or not? If I didn't, then it was unproductive, and I've still got more to do, and so it's not a very useful way to use my time.
Right, and sometimes personally I have a feeling that I've been working so hard during the day and I've completed so many tasks, but at the end of the day I don't feel satisfied. I can't even remember what activities I was doing, so it means that my work wasn't very productive, right? If I work productive, then I achieve my goals, I'm happy, everyone is happy around me, whether it's my students or my boss or whoever I work with. So ladies, do you have any other ideas about productive and unproductive work? So please type in the chat box. You have a toolbar at the bottom of your screen. If you click right on the chat button, you can respond. Or you know what, I can probably just unmute your microphones, so we don't have many participants today, right? So what do you think about that? Hi, Jen. I unmuted your microphone. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah. So do you have any ideas? What about, so why are you interested in time management? So how do you plan your work? So do you work mostly productively or on the contrary?
Yeah, I usually work productively. Like I work right now full time, so I have learned to manage my time, like my different tasks that I have to do.
Okay.
So I'm pretty organized, I guess. Sometimes if I don't finish, then I just have to work it out, to finish it later or like a certain time. Okay. But I don't know. I don't really have too much trouble with, I'm usually pretty good, like on time and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And when I taught also, I did my practicum. I had everything organized, and like I've learned to do that. I had everything organized for the class and all my lessons, and then I got everything done. Usually, I would get what I planned done at the end of the session.
All right. Thank you, Jen. Thank you very much. Okay. Let's move forward. And of course, one of the keys for productive work is planning. If we plan effectively, if we know how to do it, then we can be productive. And I want to demonstrate you one video about big stones and give you some ideas how to prioritize your work, how to choose the big goals, how not to mix them with the small ones. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, what do you think about it? Do you have any ideas? Jill, what do you think about big stones? Do you use this
Well, I think
model in your life?
it's very interesting. It's a very interesting concept. It's just so hard to deal with the big things first because they're so pressing and they produce so much stress. You almost want to deal with some of the little more achievable things before you tackle the big things. It's almost like an avoidant coping strategy, which I guess one could call procrastination. But it's hard to become that disciplined. It takes a lot of self-discipline to do the big stones properly.
Right. And so to do the big stones properly, we can recommend you to use a mind mapping tool. You can use it online, or you can upload the app on your mobile device. So Mind42 gives you great opportunities to use it in creating to-do lists, to brainstorm ideas, organize events, and you can save, you can make a screenshot, you can print out your mind maps and use it as a plan for your project, for any ESL activity in your classroom, or you can just share your mind maps with your learners or with your colleagues, and they can add some information, they can put some other steps to your plan. So do you have any ideas how we can use it in the classroom for the ESL instructions? So please, you can type in the chat box. Of course, we can talk about any plan, right? About your personal life, about some business plan or whatever. But if we speak about ESL classroom. So Jan, Gabriana, you're welcome to type in. Or if you want to just to talk, right? I can unmute your microphone. Just please let me know in the chat box.
Tatiana?
Yes?
Something that comes to mind for me is I can use this technique in my online class where my students do a computer class at home for 3 hours on Tuesday nights, but they've got 5 days to put in those 3 hours. They often find it's hard or impossible to do the 3 hours on Tuesday night for a reason or another, and they need to learn time management of taking some of those big stones, and if they've got 25 minutes on Saturday, do some of the class, 45 minutes on Sunday, do some of the class, take another big stone, a 30-minute big stone, and do that on Monday, and then on Tuesday night, they have fewer big stones to deal with, and it's much more and achievable.
Oh, thank you, Jill. You know, this mind mapping tool is great because you can paste any videos from YouTube. Of course, if you don't share it like a printout, right? Like a document. You can insert pictures, different photos, and as Jill said, we can encourage our learners to use it for any types of activities. You can just send a very, like the basic mind map for them, right, with some pictures, and you can ask them to describe these pictures to make this map much bigger, depending on the skills you want to improve. Or you can even ask them to record their audio messages, right? And you can also, if you upload them on YouTube, or you can use the embedded code and they can use it for the mind map as well. Joanne, I will give you a microphone. You're welcome.
Do you have ideas, or do you have like how this works? Because I'm not too sure. Like, do you have steps?
So on the slide here, I cannot show you how it works, right? I just can. We had one of the webinars that was devoted to this tool in a better way. So, but how it works? You just open the application, or you open the site, And you just click on the screen and little boxes appear, and they will be connected to each other, and you can, like a map, right? Like a mind map, and you will insert whatever pictures, videos, and put the text in these boxes. And you can put as many as you want. It can be a huge spidergram, or depends on your imagination.
Mhm.
I would love to use it for, of course, for time management. Yeah, to improve some projects.
Can you put assignments on there, like, or is it just mainly for
Absolutely, you can put as big assignments as you want. Anything, any text, any essays. It depends on your just imagination how you will use it.
I'd like to take a better look at it. I haven't seen this before, so.
Okay.
I don't know how it works.
I definitely recommend it. So I will try to unmute Gabriena's microphone. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. So do you have any ideas how to use mind maps for time management for ESL instructions?
Unfortunately, I have no idea about the apps. While we were going on, I was trying to download the Mind for You app. I couldn't find it on Google Play. But to tell you the truth, I haven't used that. I am actually a new TESOL graduate. I graduated in April.
Okay, great. Congratulations.
Yeah, and I am basically starting to volunteer next week with ESL and do some Skype teaching, but I am volunteering actually because I want to keep my skill up. So I am doing these webinars to learn.
Right.
And yes, and I haven't come across the mind mapping. I am actually learning as we go along with the mind map.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is a great tool, right? And it's nice that you volunteer, right? Jill and Joanne, they are our volunteers as well. So we will learn how to use technologies, and we can definitely use them for time management. So let's move forward. Another great tool we will recommend you today, it is called Pocket. And you can use it for read later lists. Like even if you complete some project, or if you just Google and search different websites for some activities, from some materials, so you can keep all the links to the sites in one place, in one pocket. What you need to do when you are reading, let it be Facebook or any sites, any blogs, you just click a button, a pocket button, and it saves the site on this app. So you can open it later, you can read, you can revise some materials, or maybe you were just collecting some resources for some project for your classroom, or just for anything. Jill, have you used it before? What do you think about it?
I've never used Pocket before, but it would be very useful because I do. When I see sites that I like to look at later, I copy them, I copy the link, and then I paste it into an email that I never send myself. And so my draft folder is full of all these emails that just have links to different sites that I think I might need at some time. So this would be much more efficient.
Yeah, I tried it. I uploaded it on my iPhone, and you can also save it on your desktop. So you can use the same account for different devices, and it's very easy. Just one click, and you save the page. And then you can delete them. You can come back and read later. So this is great. So you can view them when you're ready. Yeah. Let's watch a very short video. I will show you how it works.
Welcome to another PhoneSavvy.com application review, where we enhance the visibility of all the best apps that you can get on your smartphone. The application that we're doing a review on today is called Pocket. And have you ever been on the web and found an article or a link that you were interested in reading at a later time but didn't have the time currently to read? Well, that is what Pocket is for. You can actually save links or articles, anything you find on the web, into your Pocket for later viewing. And the best part is that you don't even need an internet connection. It syncs that to your phone. So this works out great if you're on a plane ride where you don't have internet access and you have to have your phone in airplane mode. You can actually still go through your Pocket while you're on the plane, and your phone can be in airplane mode because it's synced to your phone. Excellent application to have if you travel by plane. This is a must-have, and it works with any web browser that your phone has, and also the applications that have news-related stuff on them. I downloaded a couple of these that we do have reviews on at our website as well. Pulse and Sports Republic, great news sources. You can do it from those as well, and it's very easy to do if you're on a website. And let's say we bring up a link, and if we want to save that link, okay, all you have to do is hit the settings button, and then you're going to share this page. So you're going to hit share page, and then the option to add to Pocket will appear. You can select add to Pocket, and then this article is going to be stored in my Pocket. So if I go here, it'll open up my Pocket, and here is the article that I saved. So I can just select it, and it'll take me right back to the article that I had saved. So again, if you're flying by plane, download Pocket and fill it up with a bunch of interesting material, and you'll have a fun plane ride. That's our app of the day. It's called Pocket, and make sure you visit phonesavvy.com to find all the best apps that you can get on your smartphone.
Okay, so how can we use it for time management? Do you have any ideas? So it definitely saves our time, right? If we do not need to surf the internet once again and again. Just a second.
You know, I can see how this would have been really useful for my students recently. I had them give a 5 to 10 minute presentation.
Jill, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
So what about the 5-minute presentation? How will you use it?
Okay. I had my students preparing a 5 to 10 minute presentation on a subject, on a law subject of their choice, like the jury system or right to newcomers, things like that. And so during the class, I gave them iPads to do research, and they were finding websites, but it was hard for them because I don't think they knew what to do with their websites once they found all this great information, but they could have put it in their pocket. And then when they got home, they could have looked at those links very easily later and done more in-depth research on those sites. That would have been a good application for my students.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Jill. So let's go forward. Now we will discuss how to use calendars more effectively.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you something. Like, how do you send it to the student then? Like, how do you, from Pocket, do you have to save it yourself?
So if you save it in your Pocket, you then just share the link with them, right? It's just the link to the article you saved in your Pocket.
You can
right?
send it from Pocket? You can send it to them? Oh.
No, what I was thinking was they would each student would download Pocket, and that they would send links that they liked to their own Pocket.
Okay. So
Not me sending them in.
Right, Joe.
Okay.
Right, that's a great idea. Thank you. Okay, let's move forward. And I have a question to you. So do you use calendars? Oh, well, of course you use calendars. How many calendars do you normally use? I have one calendar in my Outlook mailbox, right? I use this calendar. And also I have a paper calendar where I mark different stuff. So what about you? Please type in the chat box. maybe you use 3 calendars. Okay, great. You have a calendar app on your telephone. This is very nice. And a paper calendar. All right. Jen, what about you? What we are going to share with you today, and we think it's right, and it's a great idea to use only one calendar. Yeah, so if we have more than one calendar, then usually we can just, and if they're not synchronized, especially if it's a paper calendar, then we can simply forget some stuff we were going to do. And researchers, they say that it's a great idea to have only one calendar and just to use the color coding system to separate your personal activities from your classroom activities, or some, like maybe you're studying. So you just use colors for different types of activities, for different types of stuff on your calendar, and you won't forget anything. You will be always, like, you will always see what has to be done. So this particular screenshot was made over Google Calendar, but it depends on your preferences. Jill, what is your opinion? Have you used color coding? So I find it useful. Though I just use it for my paper calendar, I use color coding for my paper calendar. So what about you?
Yeah, I constantly use the color coding. It's so useful for me because when I've got different aspects of my life, for example, I've got my work, my ESL teaching, and then I'm taking Spanish courses at university, and there are lots of demands for that. And I'm a cat cuddler at the Humane Society, and I volunteer Victoria Lifeline. So if everything was all the same color, it really wouldn't give me the right picture. So the colors are very important to me to feel organized and really quickly identify what I need to do when and for who. Okay,
great. So Jen is asking if it's confusing or not if you have all the stuff in one place. Once you use color coding, is it confusing or not?
Well, I don't know. For me, it's not confusing.
Yeah, for me too. I find it more effective. I find, like, I have everything in one place, and okay. Yeah, you just choose one color, like let it be green for your homework, for your home stuff, purple for your studies, for your students. So you just use different color codes, right? And I find it much more effective. Okay, let's move forward. May I ask you what slide can you see right now?
Procrastination.
Procrastination. Thank you very much. Okay, now it's my great pleasure to give Jill an opportunity to continue.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, everybody. Procrastination. Think about that for a moment. What comes to mind when you think of procrastination? What does it mean to you?
Yeah, please type in the chat box.
Yes, sorry. Yeah, what comes to mind when you think of procrastination? Could you chat about that?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if the sound is recording, if I unmute the microphone, so let's try to chat for a bit.
Okay. Here's something. It means leaving important tasks behind. That's a pretty good comment to make, actually. Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Why do we do it then? Oh, and you get stressed sometimes. Yeah, why do we procrastinate? Then why do we leave important things undone deliberately? What would be the purpose of that? Yeah, somebody mentioned stress, and I agree with that. It's often a stress coping technique. If something stresses us, it's much more comfortable to just avoid it. And here's a little fellow who's doing a wonderful job of avoiding his stress, except that stress becomes cumulative. The longer we put something off, the worse it gets instead of better. So someone wants to find procrastination as stress paralysis. It's certainly like his situation. Could have the next slide, please? Okay, so there are some stages to procrastination. One is, of course, false security, where we think, well, this isn't due for a while, like my taxes, they're due in 2 months, and they kind of alarm me. So I always feel a little nervous. It's so much work. I think I'll just relax right now. It's not due for a bit. Then time goes on and laziness creeps in. Well, maybe I should get a head start. Maybe I should go buy that TurboTax, that future shop. Nah, maybe next week. So I would my stress again. And then the third stage, excuses. Well, I'm really kind of busy right now. I've got something else to do. Phew, that was a good way to avoid it once again. And then now we're into denial. Well, I still have time. I don't need any sleep. But of course, that's not the case. We don't have the time when we do need sleep. And finally, stage 5, crisis. Now we have to deal with it. There's no other way, and we don't have sufficient time, and it means that our stress is now maximized instead of minimized due to procrastination, and the quality of the work we do is not a very good quality. Chances of making mistakes are pretty high. We swear we'll never put ourselves through that terrible panic again, but what happens? We repeat it. We do. Okay.
So yeah, and it shows us that everyone procrastinates, right? It's not just common for some people, it's common for everyone.
Human nature, yeah. But there's a way we can deal with procrastination, and that is through using reminders and to-do apps. And there's a really excellent one called Remember the Milk. And with Remember the Milk, you can click a task where you see there's a bar to the side that has orange and purple, where you would type in your task there, and it would record that for you. And then you can also say when you want to have it achieved, today, tomorrow, a certain date, 1 week, and you can give it a priority. Next. Okay, and a very important feature of Remember the Milk, which, by the way, is a free app, but you want the upgrade for full functionality, it's about another $40 a year. So it's very important to be able to put subtasks. For example, when I was preparing my part of this presentation, my task was procrastination slides for Tatiana. And a subtask would be research Remember the Milk, research anydo.com, upload them to my calendar, to my computer, try them out, take them for a test run. So we've got several different subtasks. That comes with the $40 upgrade. Next, please. Yes, and here's that color coding again, which is so important. You can give all of your tasks a different color for instant, easy visual identification. Work could be orange. My personal life could be green. My work with Victoria Lifeline could be blue, whatever you choose. Next.
May I ask you a question, Jill? Can you use this application just as a calendar? So can you use it and keep everything in one app without using like Google Calendars or anything else?
Yes, absolutely. You can. It works all in this one app. So you don't actually need to use the Google Calendar.
Okay, great.
Okay, next. And it reminds you, which is so important too. We've got so much on our plate, it's easy to forget things. So it can send you reminders when something is coming to you by email, by Skype, by Twitter, by instant messaging. And a beautiful feature of Remember the Milk is collaboration. Tatiana and I had to work on this project together. So if Tatiana had a task that she wanted to do, she could put it in her own Remember the Milk, associate it with me, and it would pop up in my Remember the Milk list of tasks. And so that you can talk to each other that way. And for supervisors or for teachers, it's a very useful function in working with your students or your subordinates. or just your peers working on a group project.
Yeah, and I can agree with you, Jill, because when we were preparing the presentation, I got these reminders from you.
Oh.
when I didn't manage my time very well. Yeah, I got this reminder.
Oh.
So, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Good. And there's something called smart lists in Remember the Milk. A nice thing about it is that you have priorities, assign priorities to your tasks from high to low for this week or for today. And as situations change, you can even change those priorities. Now remember, this is about procrastination, helping us with that. And Remember the Milk does not like it if you procrastinate. So if you postpone a task 3 times, it's going to have a little chat with you about that. Another wonderful feature is that it allows you to identify tasks that are only 15 minutes. Remember those small things in big stones in that video? Well, sometimes at the beginning of the we think, oh, I have this mountainous task. It's going to take forever. When will I finish? What a lot of stress. But I've got all these other little things that need to be done. They're pressing me too. Now, Remember the Milk can show you your list of things to do for the day. Put the 15-minute ones first, and then you can say to yourself, you know, I'm going to give myself 45 minutes. I'm going to tackle 3 of those quick 15-minute tasks. I've got 6 more, but I'll do 3. I feel my stress rising and my blood pressure lowering because I feel achievement. Now I feel more capable and emotionally capable of attacking that big mountainous task. So here I go. So that's a nice feature. Remember, procrastination is often a stress avoidance technique, and we don't want to employ that for those big stones. And you can add tasks wherever you are through your email, through Twitter, or through Siri, in fact. So whether you're on the go or at home, you're not restricted.
Yeah, Jill, may I comment? You know, this presentation, your part of presentation is so interesting that your cat is now.
Oh, my cat.
Yeah,
Oh.
she.
Oh.
He's
that's Casey. Yeah, I didn't know you could see him on my messy table. Uh-oh.
Yeah, she was walking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, and a nice thing about Remember the Milk is it's friendly with every application you could have. It likes the web, it likes Mac, iOS, Android, iPhone, iPad, tablets, BlackBerry, anything. So you're absolutely unrestricted in your use of that application. And it also will sync with Gmail, Google Calendar, Twitter, Evernote, and more. So that's another really nice thing. So I guess if what you put on your on Remember the Milk, you can sync it with your Google Calendar, and it will show up on that calendar as well. So that's a pretty nice feature. Oh, and a really nifty thing about the reminders for Remember the Milk, what do they look like? Well, every day, Remember the Milk sends you a daily digest email. In your inbox early in the morning every day, you'll see an email called Daily Digest. And this is what it looks like when you open your Daily Digest email. Remember the Milk, and it's showing you 2 tasks that I had to do. Plan listening assessment, and down below, carpet cleaners are coming, so I have to clean up the house. If I click on either of those tasks, and you can see they're blue, they're clickable. And when I click on them, this is what happens. Next. Next slide, please. This is what happens. It launches the Remember the Milk app, and it shows me all my tasks for today and their color coding and their priorities when they're due. And so now I can get on with my life and getting things done, things that can be done. Okay. Now there are alternative reminder and to-do apps I just wanted to mention. Click, please. Yeah, one is called Finish, and click again. And Finish is very nice. It's free for iPhones and Android. We're so Velcro to our smartphones that it's nice to have that. Everybody doesn't want to have to sit in front of a desktop computer, so you might like that one. How about the next one, Tatiana? Listastic, and click again. And that one is also free, but just for iOS at the moment, I believe. That's the last message I got from it. For smartphones and iOS tablets, you can organize, sync, collaborate, and complete. And now there's a third one, which is a competitor to Remember the Milk. It's called Any.do. It's also free, like Remember the Milk. It also has an upgrade you can pay for about $40, and it's cross-platform friendly, iOS, Android, the web. So you can use your desktop computer, Mac, and Windows, all of your tasks perfectly synced across all devices. So which one do you use, Remember the Milk or Any.do, or Finisher-Tastic? My recommendation is they're all great. Download the free apps, try them out, and you will pick the one that has the look, tone, and feel that you just connect with the best, that looks the best, that feels the best. So good luck with trying those out and avoiding that old bugbear, procrastination. Thank you.
Thank you, Jill, so much. It was wonderful. And now we'll continue talking about time management, and we will talk about multitasking with you. So my question to you, so do you have to multitask sometimes? Yes, thank you. How do you feel when you multitask? So what do you have some tips? Can you share with us something? Please type in the chat box. Like if I have to multitask, I usually leave the sticky notes all around my workspace, on my computer, on my desk. I just leave the sticky notes. What about you? Do you have any? Okay. Do you have any secrets how to multitask? Or maybe if you organize your emails. If you organize your emails, and if you receive lots of emails during the day, also it's a great idea to choose particular time of the day when you respond to the emails, or when you just check your email box, and not respond immediately as you receive an email. Then it will also save you time. So any other ideas? I make a to-do file, okay, on my desktop, and update it and prioritize. Thank you, Jill. The most important things first. Okay. So as I mentioned, the sticky notes, we can also use the bookmarking tools, and we have great apps for that. So on this screenshot, we can see how bookmarking looks in an ordinary book, right? And now we will look how you can use it online as a mobile app, or just if you install this program on your computer. So the first program is called Digo, and I will show you a short video so that you have an idea how Digo works.
Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to show you how to do some real basic bookmarking using the Digo toolbar. Now here we have a website that I'm sure most instructors are fairly familiar with. Wikipedia is definitely a great place to start analyzing web content. So to bookmark this page, we head up here to the toolbar, and very obviously under bookmark, we just bookmark this page. We are then able to edit our bookmark. We can add a description, we can add tags, we can even send this on to Twitter or take a snapshot of its current version. We also have the option to share this with a group. Once we're done, we just hit save. And we have bookmarked our page. It's that simple. To view our bookmarks, we then head up to the toolbar, and under Digo, choose My Library. We are now back at the Digo website under My Library, where you can see all of your bookmarks and start editing, sharing them, creating lists, and so forth.
I'm not sure about the quality of the video. I think it's not very clear, yeah? Okay, anyways, so this tool gives you an opportunity to save all the links again in one place, to save the pages in one place. The only difference is that Just a second, please. So here the difference is that you have more useful features. If you install it on your computer, you will have your library list, and you can divide your links to different topics. So you can tag them, and you can share them again online with your colleagues or your learners, and you can even participate in a group of your interests, or your learners can participate in some group of interests and look through the articles, through any resources you save using this tool. So to have you a better understanding, I will introduce another similar tool that can bookmark pages, and you can also make screenshots with this simple tool and use it for clipping part of a page or a whole page. So, and just a second. So this tool is called Evernote. Have you used it before? Have you heard about it?
No.
No. It can be. It's a very useful tool. It's one of my favorites. And if you install it on your computer, on your tablet, your iPhone, you can synchronize everything. So you can just use any tool you want, and all information will be saved and synchronized between your devices. I would say it's more user-friendly. The interface is very colorful, bright, and very nice just to look at. So, and I will show you the very, very short video to introduce it. Okay, so I'm sorry. So the I don't know why the site opened such a way. I'll go back to my slides. Okay, so as you can see, it gives you much more opportunities, not just to save the link to the page, but to save a particular part of the page, or just an article, a piece of an article. You can also insert some comments, like boxes to comment about what you've just read, or if you send the links to the links or this, let's call them screenshots, to your learners, right? You can comment and ask some questions and insert into the page. So do you have any questions about this app? I've tried it. I really recommend it to you. It can save lots of time when preparing for again, some materials, some resources.
Do you prefer it to Digo?
I wouldn't say I prefer it. It's different. Again, like with the to-do lists, right? They have kind of common functions, but they look differently, and I like them both, and they're both installed on my computer. Depends on what I need to do with the material. If I need to to highlight some text, if I need to insert some sticky notes on a page, then I would, and save it in the library, then I would use Diigo, because then my can open their site, the account, and they can see a number of topics. They can see a number of articles, and they're highlighted. They have some questions for them. Yeah, if I just need to save some information and easily access it, like some articles, again, some texts, then I use Evernote.
Okay.
Okay, do you have any questions about the apps? So this was the last tool we were going to discuss today. So you're welcome to ask the questions. I really hope that you will use some of these materials, some of these apps, and you will find them useful. Also, we hope that these apps will help you improve your time management skills to make your work more productive. And if you request a certificate of participation, please send me an email within 1 hour after this session. So you can see my email on the screen right now. Or if you want to contact us, you can send your emails, so you can see Jill's information on the screen as well. You're welcome. And of course, if you want to join our team of volunteers, so Gabriela, it's for you. So we have a great program, and we train our volunteers. We try to collaborate as often as possible. We have coffee chats, virtual coffee chats for volunteers, so you are welcome to contact me as well. Okay, thank you. Jill, any questions, any comments?
No, thank you for involving me in this. I really enjoyed it, and I learned a lot as a result.
Yeah, me too as well. Thank you, ladies. Have a great weekend.
You too.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Have a great day.
Bye.
Yes, just a second.